I'll just ask from you now how to overcome these challenges.
Yeah.
Let's say you just said the society demands that you spend more to fit in.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to have your nails done or your haircut or whatever you need to do to fit in a certain group.
Mm-hmm.
So how to overcome this kind of situation if you don't really have much money, or if you're struggling and you're trying to get in your good books again?
Yeah, well, we got 2 points in there. So one of them would be work, right? So I think a good way to overcome a working situation is having multiple abilities, multiple skills. So a big mistake that I would consider maybe a quite a mistake that we do in life is focusing one career and just doing one thing in life. So of course you need to be good at one thing and be the best at it if you decided to do something for your life, but you also need to develop other skills. So in a situation when using pregnancy again, because it was something that we brought up already. In a case of that, if you need to stay home with your kid after that, because you know the price you're going to pay for a daycare is the same as you're going to be earning and it's not worth it, you need to be able to think of something else to make money. So maybe cooking, or some people would do different things like manual things, artisanal things to sell. So any kind of skill that you could achieve, you could learn in life would be, I think, is something useful. You always know more than one thing.
All right, I think, but what if to those moms that are watching us and they're thinking, well, it's easy for her to say because she doesn't have a child.
Kid, yeah.
So she doesn't know what is sleep deprivation. She doesn't know what is not having time to do anything, not to do my own nails with my own nail clipper.
Yeah.
So what is your advice to these people?
Of course, this is very fair because it's way easier for me to say it because I don't have it. And I definitely cannot tell them what to do because, again, I don't have one to use as a comparison. But I guess learning from the time you can, or even learning before. If you could plan to have a child, you could do that beforehand. And that comes to what we're trying to do here. So in here, what we're trying to explain in our channel, in our podcast, in our Primecast is how to manage your money, how to manage your time. So if you can do that early on, you're going to probably already have a savings. You're probably going to have already a time organized. And for children, although I don't have my own, I've babysitted in here in Australia a few times already. And I know you can also have for them a routine. You can have a schedule. And if you are good at doing that, you're definitely going to have some time for yourself. Unless if you're sick or something that it's out of control. But if you have a right time to go to sleep, a right time to have dinner, or we tend to say we don't have time to do anything. Whereas if you actually write down everything we do in our day, we're going to be wasting a lot of time doing things that we don't even realize sometimes. So if you learn how to control your time and how to manage that, you're definitely going to be able to do that for a kid or anything else in your life.
And if you really think that you don't have time to do anything because you simply don't have any time left, just start delegating. Is there anything that you do every day? You spend 2 hours every day with the dishes. You don't need to delegate to another person. Just go and buy a dishwasher. You're spending 2 hours every day. You don't have money to buy a new dishwasher. Just go to Facebook Marketplace. Go anywhere. Go on the internet. Find a cheap one. Or just, are you good at something? Just use it to make money, and then you make some side money and you buy a dishwasher. Or you need the dishwasher. You don't want to sell your service. Trade in. Just get offer the person, if I do this to you, would you give me that dishwasher? So there is a lot of ways that you can actually try to make yourself more time.
And there's always an option that you can just go and ask. We have a lot of communities, a lot of things on Facebook, like use an example, and you could just say there, I'm a mom, I don't have time, a dishwasher would really help me to save some time. Does anyone got a new one and doesn't want the old one anymore. I think maybe being humble to accept things as well and ask for things could help.
Fair enough. Okay, so now you guys have the tips here straight from Myra. And I think for our next question, I want to know what are some practical steps women can take to start their journey towards financial freedom?
Practical steps would be, first of all, knowing your expenses. So as I said, society.
So let's go for budgeting.
Budgeting, yeah. So society will impose a lot of things. You don't need to do all of them. So, but if you do want to, so of course we like to have our nails done and our hair or whatever, despite if we have to or not. Some things will make us feel better, and budgeting will be the main goal for it. So having control of everything you actually spend, exactly how much money you make, how much are your bills, what do you actually pay for. So from the house, which is the basic things, from electricity, rent, mortgage, whatever you have, to the coffee, or your nail, your hair, your clothes. And then we sometimes forgot little things. Sometimes you go to websites and you buy a new eyelash, and then we don't count for those things because we don't consider that a big expense. But at the end of the day, if you spend $15 every week or every day with something different, you are spending your money.
Wait, so what I understand here is saying that they should just know their expenses, not actually cut it all and start living like not doing anything else.
No, of course not. Like as a woman and as a person that likes to spend money a lot, knowing by my friends as a person that likes to spend a lot, I do spend a lot, but I have control of everything. I got my savings, I got my emergency funds, I have everything I need, and I know exactly how much I can spend with all this BS that we wanted. That sometimes we buy even things that we use it once and then we don't like it and we're not going to use it again. And sometimes we buy things that we really need. And the most important of all of this is having a budget done, knowing how much you have, how much you spend. You're able to have an emergency fund as well.